everybody, it's me, Moody Boo, and I'm back with another house review. This one is on bond number 9, and my little table in the bedroom just does not have enough area space for my bond number 9, so I decided to bring him out here on the fireplace mantle. I soon will have my living room again. My son is finally moving out, and yeah. So Jim and I get our house back. I'm torn between having empty nest syndrome and being elated that I will be able to dance around naked if I so choose in my own home again. Haven't done that in over 5 years. So we plan a little naked party for after he moves out. Was that TMI? That was probably TMI. So anyway, this is on bond number 9. Now, I have quite a few bond number 9s, as you can tell, and that's not even all of them. I have gotten rid of a couple of them over the years and didn't keep them. I can't really tell you what they were because I don't remember. So, bond number 9 is a favorite house of mine. I think their perfumes, they don't usually mess around. Their performance is usually incredible. For all the ones I have anyway, it's really good to exceptional. And I feel like their perfumes have, most of them have a very unique quality. They don't smell a lot like something else. So, which I also appreciate. Originality. Checks a couple of boxes of what is required for me to have it as a favorite house. So I'm not going to talk about all of them. I am just going to pull out a few, 6 or 7 to discuss, because I have reviewed most of these recently. They've been on a list or something like that. Anyway, let's just get started. So first off, I'm going to talk about the sample that I got. It was rejected. I did not buy a big bottle of this because it was just a fruity rose, a fresh fruity rose, and that is not my cup of tea. It's kind of in the same vein as Delina or Delina Exclusive, and I think we all know how I feel about those. I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad perfumes at all, but they're just a very light-hearted, frilly, girly. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on why I just don't love them, but I don't. So, and I don't love this one either, and it gets a lot of love online. And I just have a sample size of it, and that's Madison Avenue. So this is just berries, apples, patchoulis. There's some sweet notes, some white florals, a little bit of citrus in there. I actually put some on because I was hoping maybe I'll change my mind about these light fruity rose perfumes, but nope. Still haven't changed my mind. It's been about 2.5 hours. This decant was full, and I have gone through a lot of it. I still don't like it. Let the hate begin, because it's another love like Delina. Nope, I still don't like it. In fact, I almost feel behind my eyes a little headache starting, which almost never happens for me with perfumes. Almost never. But these light, fruity, rosy, fresh, I don't know. I need a drink of coffee, sorry. Had to get that smell out of my nose. Oh, much better. I can't smell it anymore. Anyway, performance is really good on this. Unfortunate for me because I sprayed 2 sprays on my arm. But it's not horrible. I'm sure a lot of people would really like this perfume and this style of perfume. I just am not one of them. Next. So the next one I'm going to talk about is West Side. And this is a beautiful rose, peony, vanilla, and it dries down to this beautiful sandalwood, amber, a little ylang-ylang, a little musk in there, but not the screechy, sour white musk that puts me off. It's a much warmer white musk. I'm sure it's white musk, because what else would it be? I don't know. So anyway, but at first, when you first spray it, it is heavy on the peony rose. And it's sweet, though. It's the vanilla that they've added. I'm wondering if Fragrantica is accurate again with these notes, because it almost has a hint of gourmand to me. It's like a sweet, slightly floral vanilla. It is. It almost smells boozy to me, a little bit boozy. So I just feel like it's more gourmand than floral, even though you do get the peony and the rose. I know, I contradict myself. I do that often, but that's just the way I roll. It's part of who I am. Take it or leave it. It's very nice. And I didn't really like this one at first. There was a little bit of sourness to it in the beginning that put me off. And I think that was the rose and the peony. But that goes away really quickly, to where those base notes and the vanilla really comes out in the base, and the sandalwood and the amber. And there's some, I think, ylang ylang in there, and a little musk. It's just a beautiful perfume. Performance is crazy. It's really good on this one. And I love it. It's a favorite of Bond number 9's of mine. Next. The next one I'm going to talk about is I Love New York for Holidays. And this one is, I've got my laptop opened here because there's too many notes in some of these, and I haven't worn them in a while. So I need a little help. Back off. This one is praline and patchouli and some apricot and berries, and there's some citrus and musk and leather and blah, 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 blah. And that's not really what you get. It's really a tart, sweet patchouli to me. I don't get a lot of the praline, even though on Fragrantica that is a dominant note on there. There is a foodie sweetness to it that I assume is the praline. But it's all about a sweet, tart kind of patchouli, in my opinion. Fruity patchouli. I go back and forth on this one. At first, I wasn't sure. Then I really liked it, and I wore it for an entire winter. And then I didn't like it again. And now I'm back to being on the fence. So this one is a weird one. It's like I talk about before, kimchi fragrance. Kimchi, I don't know if you know, it's like pickled Korean. Well, it's just basically pickled Korean, because they make kimchi out of horsetail radish and out of cabbage, and I think they even have kimchi and cucumbers and whatever. But I'm talking specifically about the cabbage and the radish kimchi. People either love it or you hate it. That's what I'm referring to when I say a kimchi fragrance, is that you either love it or you hate it. Crazy thing about this one is usually a kimchi fragrance means I love it, you hate it, or you hate it, I love it. Wait. You hate it, I love it, I love... No. Start again. You love it, I hate it, I love it, you hate it. So anyway, that's what I usually refer to with a kimchi fragrance. But with this, I love it, then I hate it, then I'm on the fence, then I love it, then I hate it, then, you know, it's a bizarre one. So I don't know how I feel about it right at this moment. Performance is crazy on it. So be careful with pretty much any Bond number 9. I wouldn't overspray. Never do more than 2 sprays. Just saying. The next one I'm going to talk about is Queens. This is another one I go back and forth with. I like it, I don't like it. I love it, I hate it. I'm not sure. So, because I've had this one for years, and look, I have barely used any of it. Now, I did go through a really tiny, like 2 ml sample of it. But it's very polarizing in my own head. I don't know. Is that schizophrenia? This creates perfume schizophrenia for me. Bingo! That is exactly what it is. This is tuberose and champaca, and there's some osmanthus, and there's some fruits in there, and some musk. And I love osmanthus. I can like tuberose and sometimes love it in a perfume if it's blended well. Champaca, I'm kind of on the fence about. But here's the thing, is that with tuberose and champaca being the two dominant notes, you would think this would be killer sweet. And it isn't. There's a little tartness to it, and there's almost a little cologne, barbershop cologne-ness to it. I know. None of it makes any sense. Anyway, performance on this is killer. I do one spray of this, but I don't wear it that often because I'm not in the mood for it that often. I'm not off the fence or on the like side of it too often. I don't know why. Because when I love it, I love it. I'm so confused. We all confused. Yes, I know. But I feel like Bond number 9 kind of jerks me down the rabbit hole sometimes, you know? Up is down, red is blue, night is day. I just don't know. Next one I'm going to talk about is one of my favorites. Favorites. And that's I Love New York for All. This is my second bottle. I went through the first one, like in 2 years. And I know, but for me, that's quick. But this is a glace, which I think is kind of a candied, I don't know, dates or something. And there's coffee and vanilla and chocolate and patchouli and sandalwood and leather and fruity notes. And but for me, it is so freaking delicious. It's this beautiful chocolatey vanilla with a little bit of naughty in there. It's almost like, okay, this isn't going to sound appealing at all. I don't know how to make it, but it's like you're in the back alley of a bakery and coffee shop, and all of those aromas are wafting out into the alleyway. But there's a little bit of trash or something kind of fermenting a little bit in the very deep background. I freaking love this stuff. I love it. It's a desert island perfume. It in Coney Island. Bond number 9 has 2 of my desert island perfumes. Possibly 3. Possibly. But this is one of the best gourmands ever. But it also is one of those that if you hate gourmands, you might appreciate this because there's so many other notes going on in there. But it is a chocolate, coffee, candied, kind of a naughty fragrance. I don't know why I keep saying naughty, but it is. There's a naughty note in there. I don't know what it is, but it's naughty and I love it. Not like they're having sex in the alley behind the bakery. No. Maybe. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But I love it. And performance is terrific. Oh, that scared me. We have a landline. Crazy. Next up is Andy Warhol's Lexington Avenue. Now this one, again, is one that took me a while to warm up to. This one threw me off a little bit. Because when I looked at the note pyramid on Fragrantica, it said that creme brulee is the dominant note on there that people detect. Well, who would love that? So, yup, I went and blind bought it. Now, it also says that anise and cardamom and there's some woody notes in there and stuff are also really dominant, but they said that creme brulee is the main one. Not so much. For me, it's more anise and cardamom, honestly, and woody notes. When it dries down or in the middle, you get a little bit of florals, sweet florals in there. And then it dries down and you definitely get some patchouli. It's a little sharp, medicinal kind of a dry down. Like there's some other notes creating kind of a medicinal aroma. I love it. And then I'm not sure. I've never hated it, but I'm just not sure about it. I don't reach for it often, but I keep it because it's part of the collection. But it's definitely, for me, more about the spices than it is any gourmand notes. I don't find this to be really gourmand at all. Hardly. It's spicy and woody, but it's a beautiful perfume. I just keep wanting it to be gourmand. I keep wanting you to be something you're not. I'm sorry. My expectations were too much for you. Oh well. Next. The next one is New York Night. Oh, New York Nights. Now this one I love very much. This is definitely a gourmand. There's some caramel in there and coffee and patchouli. Yes, I like this one very much. I've done a review on this one like a year ago or something, not long after I got it. But there's a little bit of floral and woods once it dries down. And on Fragrantica, they said there's some aquatic notes. I don't really get any aquatic notes at all. It's just this beautiful, fresh, it's not a heavy, thick kind of coffee, caramel, patchouli fragrance. It's much airier than that. This I wear year round. So there you go. That's the way I am. I do that. I'll wear crazy perfumes at crazy times of year, sometimes crazy times of day or night, because I want to see what they do. You never know until you do it, because I'll tell you what, one of my absolute favorite summer perfumes of all time for day or night is Elixir de Merveille by Hermes. And who'd have thought? But in those summertime, oh, wrong house, wrong review. Okay, I'll do all of that with Hermes when I do the house review. But this one is a beautiful gourmand patchouli. Performance is insane on it. It gets a lot of hate on Fragcom, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, it's not groundbreaking by any means, but it's a wonderful perfume. Now, this one reminded me of another Bond number 9. Oh, and I almost got it, and it's a fairly recent release of Bond number 9s, but I did not get it because it reminded me too much of this. So I didn't buy it. Blech. Oh, I can't say it. Oh, I almost had it. No, it's gone. It's out in the ether of my mind somewhere, lost with what I ate this morning. So, anyway, great stuff. And these bottles really are quite loverly, I believe. The last one I'm going to talk about Dubai Indigo. Oh, yes, I love this one very much. Here's the thing. This one says that there's peach and peony in there. Ew. Those aren't two of my things. Peony can be really nice. Peach, you know, me and peach. In fact, if you possibly can, I will put it right up here, the link to Peach the Foul Note, where I discuss why I dislike the note peach. And I talk about my peach fragrances that I have that are no good for me. But just be warned with peach the foul note, and don't watch it if you're afraid of ducks. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So anyway, Bond number 9, Indigo, even though it has peach and peony, it has a much more definite lychee note in there, which I adore lychee. I absolutely adore it. Now, this is not a real sweet perfume by any means. This has the same kind of feel as Coney Island, and it's got a little bit of fresh lime. There almost feels like there's a little bit of booziness in it, but I don't think there's any boozy notes at all in it. So this is a very fresh, just a hint of sweet, kind of a lychee. You definitely get the peach and the peony, but they're blended so well, they're like peach-y. Peonage. They don't, I can't detect the peach or the peony. They're just together and add this sweet fruitiness to the lychee that I find spectacularly beautiful. My dogs are wanting to get outside, so I better wind this up. And there's a little bit of white florals in there, and there's a little bit of woods and amber and musk in the dry down. But there isn't a big roller coaster with this. It maintains that fresh, citrusy kind of lychee throughout the whole thing, honestly. And it performs incredible. It's rather spendy, I must say. But this was one that once I did smell it in a magazine. I didn't get a sample, but I did smell it in a magazine. And I coveted that magazine sample, and I just tore little tiny strips and would open that little tiny strip and, oh, yes, please, I'll take me 2 to go. And finally, I went ahead and bought a bottle. So, all right, well, I better get going and let my dogs out because they are getting antsy. And they'll just keep pacing back and forth on this hardwood floor until I let them out. Actually, Dewey, my old dog, will start barking at me pretty quick. So, all right, well, I best get going. Anyway, everybody, have a great day. Okay, peace.